Hello and welcome to another Diagnostik80 review video with me, Diagnostik80 of course. On this episode I am checking out some very awesome robots, courtesy of Mayhem Mekanics. Yes, that's right, the recent successfully funded and delivered Kickstarter project that features dystopian future transforming motorbikes and their equally dystopian future transforming chess piece drivers. I've been looking forward to getting these in hand, so let's get on with it, shall we? Yes, let's. Okay, recap. On October 22nd, 2016, Mayhem Mekanics launched their Unrustable Kickstarter project, and by November 21st they had successfully raised £60,642.87, or $84,307 for my American viewers. Both of you. They recently started arriving at backers' doorsteps and postboxes, and I can tell you now it was worth the wait. But more on that later, aka now. Actually later, I still have to explain what this is all about. So the Unrustable Bastards, or Unrustables for the PG-13 crew, are an outlaw biker gang on a distant planet in a universe where biological beings have long gone extinct. The idea behind the project allows for customization of smaller unpainted riders, or prospects, so that you can make your own gang, adding to the canon of the wider story. As well as the prospects, there were also a number of bikes and riders already decoed in numerous different ways, with a couple homages along the way. The set I'm looking at today includes one prospect and the Burly/I-Ride yellow bike with rider. Burly having one set of faceplates and I-Ride having the other. The plan here is that you buy two yellow bikes in order to have both characters. Let's get stuck into that box. First up is the prospect. With a slash of tape here and a slash of tape there, we can release our little dude from his plastic solitary confinement, and thanks to some awesome packaging design, it means we can reuse that for storage later. Collector friendly already, which is an instant 5 stars. Or b****s. In the package we get a lot of stuff, including one spare cyborg leg, one spare cyborg pincer arm, 4 pairs of leg panel sets, not including the set he's already wearing, 2 battle damage panels, 2 plain, 2 with some small detailing, and 2 panels with a recessed grid pattern. The prospect also gets 2 grey pistols, 2 grey shotguns, a sword, a weird rifle that looks like a comedy joke banner gun, and the most elaborate metal cyber scythe that wouldn't look out of place in the hands of dystopian future death. He gets a gnarly spare head that does have an extra piece of flash plastic attached that will require removing before using on the body. Oh yeah, and the prospect himself. The standard prospect has the basic faceplate head and all the clean standard parts out of the box, and he looks pretty sweet at this stage, before I've even thought about painting him in something. The structure of this guy is actually really inspired. His overall look is so pleasing. The proportions are exaggerated but totally perfect. The amount of articulation on this guy is astounding. Huge shout out to the designer, I know who you are. They have managed to create a truly awesome build here that allows for some great posing, and somehow the joints stay strong and in place after a good session of just call it what it is man, playing. The neck is on a ball joint, very simple and very effective. The arms are also connected via the ball joint at the shoulder socket, but they don't pop out unless you unscrew the torso. They have an ingenious slide-out removal mechanism that I will show in a sec. So some really awesome arm movement here at the shoulder, moving down to the hands. Those hands are styled in a very interesting fashion as well. I love how they've been moulded into that one piece because finger articulation at this size would be disastrous, so this is a really good way of getting around that. The torso can move forward and backward and has a waist swivel. The legs have all sorts of great articulation as well, with more ingenious techniques employed that are inspired by lots of cool ideas in other big transforming robot brands. I really like how this feels like its very own thing entirely though. Some great originality here. Like I said before, you will need to either snap the flash off the bottom of the spare head, or if that leaves more plastic on there, you can use a model knife or something sharp to slice any remainder off. The heads pop off with some force and you can pop the new one in like so. Even though the spare pincer arm comes with another ball joint, you won't be popping them out. Instead, slide the ball joint off the arm and remove the other arm in the same way. How cool is that? Love this easy part swap feature a lot. The legs also have a similar feature but will pop out at the hip ball joint however, so you can easily switch those around too. The panels on the legs, or in this case now the one remaining standard leg, are easily removed and replaced. You can see the 5th version of the leg panels here as well, a circular riveted design. Even with the pincer arm, which doesn't have any movement at the wrist, you can still get him to hold the metal death scythe. Cool. The hands look really good holding the pistol, which can also be stored on his cyborg leg. Same with the joke rifle, but it's not as comfortable in storage due to its size, but there are other places that can go on the bike when we get to it. The shotgun works well both in hand and on the leg, and the sword is just bad to the ass. I really need that saying to catch on. So now to Burly/I-Ride and his rider. The box is pretty cool with a front window to allow for the viewing of your brand new goodies. Oh look, a patch. Loving that. Inside we have 2 levels of stuffs. The thinner level contains 1 spare black and silver head for the rider with a cigar. Amazing. There are 3 separate faceplates for Burly/I-Ride, and they correspond with whatever character you're intending to display/play with. Burly the road captain has the silver human style exposed faceplate with a touch of damage on there, and the default covered battle mask we shall see when we get the bike out. And the accompanying rider uses a cigar smoking badass head. If you decide to roll with I-Ride the hero, then you get a Robocop/G.I. Joe sci-fi/yellow Power Ranger inspired faceplate with sexy green visor and an amazing battle mask version with 3 green segments that make me think of Brad Turner from Mask. Either way, this one is cool. You also get a spare pair of recessed grid leg plates for the rider, 2 dark grey medium-sized blasters with folding handles, 2 much longer shotguns with folding handles, and the gnarliest chainsaw I ever did see with 2 folding handles. There'd just be folding handles all over the damn place. The rider looks so fresh in that slick dark grey and black deco, and that visor pops in the red on his default battle head. Exactly the same deal with articulation and so on that we saw with the Prospect. The absolute star of this metal as show is the bike. Holy shizballs. Just beautiful. The wheels are so thick and it is very low profile, so don't expect high speed chases on thick carpets. That said, there is just so much to love about this. It's solid, beautifully decoed, amazing tempo there because branding is key in dystopian future lands. 2 lots of rear view mirrors so you can see all the bad shit coming behind you. They can also be moved around so you can have one set or the other on show. Cute tampos on the handlebar column to show the speedometer and so on. Good range of turning movement. Great detailing for the foot stands. It can hold 2 of the smaller pistols on the sides of the chair. It can also have guns on the front too. Cool exhaust tubes. I mean, this thing is gorgeous and we haven't even scratched the surface. Not that I will scratch it, of course. The rider fits in beautifully thanks to a peg on the chair that slots into the rider's peg hole on his back, and the feet rest nicely on the foot stands. His hands look perfect in this mode as the fingers position in a way you would expect when holding the handlebars at that angle. Just a great job all round. I mean, look at that b****. Now in true Diagnostik80's style, let's transform these b****s. Whoa, if you thought the bike looked good in vehicle mode, then take a look at this piece of work in robot mode. Truly breathtaking. Holds up so well. Huge articulation options resulting in a massive range of poses for display purposes. The rider actually becomes the chest piece, and even though I had a hard time freeballing it, there is a perfectly good video on the Mayhem Mechanics YouTube channel that shows you how to transform everything in a clear and helpful way. I had to go back and check it a few times because I'm an idiot. Seriously though, it is straightforward if you aren't an impatient fool like myself. There's loads going on with this b****. First off, there's that awesome battle mask I was talking about earlier, such a neat design, and once again has me thinking of other things like Ghost's balaclava in Call of Duty. The articulation is next level, so many points throughout the build as I said before, allowing for some great display options. There are these weird but awesome protruding glass tubes on the biceps that I assume would be filled with hydraulic fluid, giving him his arm strength. That's my interpretation in any case. I'm sure there is a better idea behind them, but I just love them from an aesthetic point of view. The exhaust tubes stick out at the elbows, but again it's an acceptable design feature and doesn't look wrong or out of place. The 3-digit hand articulation is great. I'm not a fan of intricate and delicate finger joints on my robot toys, so this is a great way of simplifying that, and also it works really well. I really like how the wheels end up low down near the feet in the transformation. They give him a bulky size from the ground up, and yet the proportions look beautiful all over. This also allows for a better balance with a stronger foundation. The feet are on that one-part connection, so it appears as though they are floating from certain angles. This foot articulation also makes for some awesome posing and positioning. The back avoids unnecessary kibble, but isn't lacking in substance around there. The windshield and handlebars do stick out a touch, but again it ties him back into his vehicle mode, much like the way some of the Autobot cars show their doors in the Transformers. I have no problem with this at all, as it just gives him more personality. If you want to change the faceplates, you will need a small screwdriver to unscrew the default mask, just the one screw at the back, and then voila. You can have all those awesome faceplates on show whenever you like. Seems excessive, but if you try to put one of the faceplates on without the screw, they tend to fall off. It's a shame that this couldn't have just been a simple slide on and off face like most other robot toys, or even much like the boss fight Bucky O'Hare figures, but if all I'm miffed about is a little screwing every so often, then I need to calm the down. Overall, just amazing. Great work, Mayhem Mekanics. You guys have managed to create something fun and original, and at the same time practical and solid. The engineering behind this is nothing short of genius, and the execution is beyond my wildest dreams. The fact that you can mix and match the weapons on the vehicle mode and the robot mode, the riders and the bikes are both incredibly articulated, which leads to immense fun when posing them. I can't wait to get more of these for my own biker gang. Yet another good aspect of these awesome toys. The options for customization and the world building around them will be the best part. I've seen a number of people on social networking platforms creating their own bikes, and that's going to be something I will fully enjoy with my own prospect. I feel a Tiger Force inspired biker gang, or even the Dreadnoks having a team of these. The beauty part of the bike is that it can be used with your Joes and other 3 3/4 to 4 inch action figures, which could make for some serious Dreadnought colour schemes. I'm looking at you, Ground Assault. But anyway, I have to give these 5 out of 5. To get your hands on these awesome toys, head on over to mayhemmekanics.com/shop and go nuts. These things are awesome on their own or as transforming vehicles for other action figures. You can also follow Mayhem Mekanics on multiple platforms, facebook.com/mayhemmekanics and at the Unrustables on Twitter, as well as their website, mayhemmekanics.com. Thank you for watching this video, and a big thank you to the awesome Mayhem Mekanics for supplying me with these awesome toys. I have been Diagnostik80, the biggest of them all.